as we discuss U.S. immigration law. And in this video, we're talking about a major update that happened over the weekend with President Trump and a possible reinstatement of his travel ban that he had during his first presidency. And this travel ban could have a significant impact on not only individuals who are from the listed countries that are trying to obtain visas to the United States, but this could also have a significant impact on those from these countries that already have status in the United States, maybe a U.S. visa or a green card. So it's important to understand the potential impact that this travel ban would have on you if you're potentially from one of these countries. So according to reports that we received, they've proposed a draft of countries that would fall into three categories for this travel ban: red, orange, and yellow. And each level comes with different restrictions. So the red list obviously would be the highest level. Citizens from the 11 countries on that list would receive a complete ban from entering the United States. Now, it's important to understand this is not just individuals trying to come as visitors, but this is a complete ban from entering the United States. Even if you have a U.S. visa, you could be banned from travel. Potentially, even if you have a green card, depending on the situation, they could restrict your entry to the United States. However, as a green card holder, you should still be allowed to enter, even if you're under one of these listed countries. The second would be the orange list, and the travelers from the 10 countries on that orange list would expect to face extra screening and visa restrictions. And then the yellow list, the 22 countries there are given 60 days to improve their security measures to avoid moving to a stricter category, so either orange or red. Now, who are these countries? So on the red list, we have Afghanistan, Bhutan, Cuba, Iran, Libya, North Korea, Somalia, Sudan, Syria, Venezuela, and Yemen. So if you're from one of those 11 countries, you need to pay extra attention if you're going through the immigrant visa process or a non-immigrant visa process and trying to travel to the United States. It is likely that travel will be banned for you if you are from one of those countries for an immigrant or a non-immigrant visa. Now, the orange list, we'll move to that. That includes Belarus, Eritrea, Haiti, Laos, Myanmar, Pakistan, Russia, Sierra Leone, South Sudan, and Turkmenistan. And then on the yellow list, we have Angola, Antigua and Barbuda, Benin, Burkina Faso, Cambodia, Cameroon, Cape Verde, Chad, Republic of Congo, Democratic Republic of Congo, Dominica, Equatorial Guinea, Gambia, Liberia, Malawi, Mali, Mauritania, St. Kitts and Nevis, St. Lucia, São Tomé and Príncipe, Vanuatu, and Zimbabwe. So that's a lot of countries on this list that could potentially face travel issues to the United States. So who in the end is going to be impacted by this proposed travel policy? Again, if you're a visitor, a student, or a visa, or you're applying for a work visa, you can face longer processing times. So that's a guarantee, additional screenings, and potential visa denials. I think that's the worst case scenario here for if you are listed on that red list. You may not even be allowed to travel to the United States at all. If you're a U.S. permanent resident, the ban, again, should not apply to you, but you will face extra scrutiny, especially if you're on one of on a red list country. And if they find anything that they could refuse you over, I'll guarantee that they're going to refuse you. So make sure you abide by the conditions of your green card and don't give them any reasons to refuse entry. Best advice, if you are from any of these countries, don't travel outside the United States. Remain in the United States if at all possible. So this extra scrutiny will be at consulates, at airports, at borders, anywhere that you will face inspection from a government authority from the U.S. immigration. And again, if you're a red list country, you should reconsider any non-essential travel outside of the United States. In my opinion, if on any of these countries, you should really uh, second guess any travel outside the United States. Remain in the United States. That's your only safe bet. Now, if you are a U.S. citizen, then this ban does not apply to you. So U.S. citizens obviously are not going to face this scrutiny. Even if you were born in one of those countries, U.S. citizenship guarantees your reentry to the United States. Now, if you are applying for U.S. citizenship, this does not directly impact your application, but I would guarantee it's going to slow down the process for you. You're going to be put into extra screening, and you're going to face a big hurdle on becoming a U.S. citizen because you are on one of these listed countries. And we've seen that in the past. A flagged country, you apply for U.S. citizenship, it's going to delay that process for you. So you need to make sure that you pay attention for this potential ban through the Department of State. And if your country appears on that list, you need to be very, very cautious if you plan on leaving the United States. And this is a potential ban. It's not finalized yet, and it could still change. So pay extra attention. If you plan on traveling outside the United States, take caution. And even before this ban, right now we're seeing people face extra scrutiny traveling back and forth to the United States. So the safest thing to do during this time period, if you need to be in the United States, is to remain. Do not travel outside of the United States unless there's an absolute emergency. And if you do, be aware you're going to face extra scrutiny if you try to re-enter the United States, no matter what your status is.